Hey guys, welcome to the regular podcast Knowledge Empowers. Stop laughing. Regular.
Sure.
It's every Monday. As you can see, we are in different premises because finally we could all meet and be at the same place. And so we always start with the introduction. My name is Kat. 안녕하세요. We have Baruch.
Hello.
We have Kolaj.
Ciao, Che.
So the conversation continues with the diversity topic, and today I wanted to start for college. Today will be women in leadership, and every time or the longer I am in the diversity topic, I finding out that I feel sort of sad for men because they are sort of now left out. It's like a punishment for you guys for all these 100 years of being just a man, and now you're being punished for everything. How do you feel, Kolaj?
I don't care at all. I mean, so what? I feel that people are more sensitive about this topic. And that's basically it. I don't feel that anybody is punishing anyone. It's just that other voices are trying to get louder, I would say. So I don't feel that we are somehow pushed or something like that. But yeah.
But if some voices are getting louder, doesn't mean some voices are being not heard.
But that's usual. That's democracy.
Okay.
What do you mean that some voices cannot be heard?
Because I don't know why, but it feels like two of us as women, we feel more sorry for men than than Kolaj here.
That's how I feel.
Because I feel the same like you.
You're welcome.
I feel like women are being so loud now, trying to promote the. Let's say I'm not even sure what it is we are trying to promote. I think it's more coming from US. Like with the movements like Me Too and stuff, that I don't know. Before you said, Kolaj, that people are getting probably oversensitive, and I feel this is one of those things. I'm not saying like it's okay to harass people, but what I'm saying is it's not like men are not getting harassed. So
I don't know.
maybe just men look at it different way. I don't know.
For me, it's like I see, or many companies are putting the attention on that they would like to have more women in leadership on the management role and on every stage of the leadership. That to have at least like half, like half men, half women. But I don't know whether that's actually doable. And I've seen it many times when I was a manager and I was hiring, and former female managers were applying for roles in my team, and I was like, why don't you want, especially when they were coming from maternity leave, and I'm like, why don't you want to continue in the manager role? Like, it was too much invested in you, in the education, and you become a good manager and you already had like years of experience, why you want to throw it away? And they said, because I have different priority, and my priorities are now kids, and I just need to have a work where I focus only on the work and not on other people. And that's very challenging, right? So, and then if you want to be a good manager, I know, or like basically I can say, I don't know many women who are, let's say, good mothers or being there, as well as good managers. You can be either or, because one part or the other will sacrifice on something.
Yes.
And it's usually the time. I know a few women, and I've seen the one shared her timeline, how she's doing it. So she was like, I work from 6 a.m. Until 7. Then I get my kid up, I make the breakfast, take to kindergarten. Then I continue working, and then from 3 or 2 till 4, I spend the time with the kid, and then I continue work. That's one way to do it, but then you feel, is it enough, these 2 hours, or 3 hours? And then I take myself as a kid, how much time my mom spent time with me, and she was alone on us.
The other thing I see there that it's not really feasible is because there is less of you. I mean, in terms of numbers, when we go to count how many years are in work, because there is a maternity leave, so that means that the lady, the woman, is not there for 3 years. In here, actually, in
Slovakia.
Slovakia, yeah. It could be different in a
In
different
Australia,
language.
it's 6 weeks.
Yeah, yep.
Actually, in Austria,
So-
it's 7 years. And
Wow.
they can what in Austria they can do is they can be on maternity leave for 7 years, but they can make an arrangement with the company that they want to work for the company these 7 years only, let's say 25%, and that's even more challenging.
Yep. So this is why I think that it's not really the same ratio. Like there is not one man and one woman fighting for the same position, but actually less women than men, and you need to fill them with them. So it's kind of even like sometimes impossible, like what you said about the people with
disability.
disabilities and being hired, and then you need to pay fines because of that. Like that's heavy, you know. So other countries might have a different situation, and I'm not, I mean, like disclosing that it shouldn't be pushed or something like that. I agree that more women in leadership would be interesting, would be nice. But still, let's talk about possibilities, capabilities, skills, and stuff like that. Not just like this is the number and that's it.
And that's another part I like what you said, because for me, I like to be the first line manager because I'm a people person. I like to take care of people. My absolute weakness is strategy. It's like if you put me into let's create a strategy for 3 years where I suck, we would never make a business. So I knew that if I want to stay in the management role, I always want to be just the first line, or never the, or I don't want to say never the second, but never further up, because I don't have the brain for that. So I'm not a strategic or analytic person. I'm there for people to take care of them. I can help them with their career, with their development, etc. But I cannot go further up. It's just I don't have those skills there. It doesn't come up here. So that's my limit. And again, like how many women, men, I don't know.
I remember when actually I trained for a people manager position, and my manager asked me, "Okay, so now you're finished. So do you want to go through all the tests?" And I was like, at that point, I don't know why, I just felt like this isn't my time, and because I felt like this is a huge responsibility, and I was like, I don't know, 26. And I don't know if men have this, because I felt as a woman, as you said, like I want to take care of people, and it's a huge responsibility. If you mess up, you are basically at least messing up someone's career, right? So I don't know if men take it this way, like I'm responsible for a human life, at least career-wise. So I don't want to say I got scared. It's just I felt the pressure is. Now I would take it because I feel like I can do much better. I know how to. I would be better at navigating the role.
Like the responsibility was too hard or too high for you to be able to cope with it at that time.
Yes.
What changed?
What changed? I feel like I don't. It's a funny thing, as Kat said. Like women, if they have children, they need to balance between the two. But I feel like at the same time, even if you want to be a mother, you need to reach certain maturity. And I felt like this is the same for management. Women in management, you need to reach a certain maturity, and then you know what you're doing and what you want to give to the people.
We can see it in many managers, and also now in our political situation. We have few politicians that you can see they were never trained to be the leaders. And suddenly when you make them, you are now the leader of this party, their ego is so boosted that they don't want to let go. And they go through, let's say, dead bodies. And this is also, you can see with the managers who become the managers, they got this God syndrome. I'm a manager who's more than me. I can fire you, I can do this and that, which is the worst thing ever.
But you know what it is caused by? It is just the fear.
Of course, yeah.
It's the fear that people who are following you, that you are gonna disappoint them. So instead of letting them go and just controlling the ducks within your pond, you're like, no, you need to do that, you need to do that, and I'm gonna control everything because I'm afraid that we are gonna fail, or I'm gonna fail you, so I need to control everything.
Or they suddenly have that power and suddenly they feel like I'm someone, but at the end you are no one.
But
No
do you
matter-
feel this is more prevalent in men than women?
No, I see it in both. I more see it if you were never trained as a leader, and I saw it in. So when our former boss was training me to become a manager, and I could see Slovaks versus the foreigners, right? And Slovaks were really, it's about you need to have a university degree and you need to do this. And I said, well, you have 3 university degrees and you are the worst manager I ever had because you don't know how to talk to people. Maybe you would be good on the strategy level, but not on the people level. And the foreigners are more focused on, or the Western foreigners, more focused on your skill set. What are your capabilities? And I can train you in your capabilities. And then that's what they then focus on. And then they move you further to practice and get your hands on to get that experience. And if you would be trained like this and actually create more leaders even in your group, because then you all can shine and you can do way more versus if you just keep the control and who has the power. It's just ridiculous.
One thing is interesting, what you mentioned, that you don't feel that you should go up the ladder as a manager because you don't have the strategical things, or if you can't
Run
create,
any people.
or run people. Why do you think that's the responsibility of a leader? I don't have a definition of a leader like that.
It's a actually good question, but that's what I see. I saw in previous company as well as in this company that the further you go up, they are not dealing with people, but they are really dealing the business. Where we will go? Where's the business going? What are the numbers? You need to analyze the numbers and then make the decision based on the numbers, and so you would know what is your strategy. And that's something. It's like beyond my thing, and I know I don't want to fail. And I would fail, and that's just not my thing. It's very hard for me. Just even my brain hurts just thinking about it.
Interesting. I would say that the leader up there is still you might have a CEO who is the leader for the vision, and then you have the professionals. And if the professional is within the team and they need to create a strategy, they are the professionals within the strategy. They are not like leaders. They shouldn't be. I don't think that it's good to be responsible for the people within this given field and also be creative when it comes to strategy or vision, because then it's gonna collide one way or another, because strategy requires that you will do some hard cuts or something like that, and you can't at the same time be willing to sacrifice the company's resources for the strategy. So I see that, and it's well said by Simon as well, that you need to have always the combination of some people who are taking for the vision, taking care of the vision and taking care of people, but also having that the other side, like CFO, financial manager, so who is telling you like, nah, that's nice, but we need to do these cuts because that's not possible to achieve it and survive at the same time. So the same goes for me as when it comes to leaders. You are the one who is driving, for example, the strategy in terms that let's have a strategy day. That's, for example, what happened to me. Let's think about a strategy, but let's think about it together, because although I am here as a leader, I have no clue what you're doing. You are the professional. So if I decide for a strategy to start a new service, new product, I actually don't know what is the business behind. You have to tell me. So making a strategic decision to do some investments or sell some parts, it's nonsense without asking the people who are doing it directly. So that's why I feel like leader is there to be a facilitator, mediator for all these discussions, but I don't see him as the one who is making or breaking down the work into parts, would be breaking it into pieces.
But I wouldn't be even able to do those decisions. That's my weakness. I know, really, my brain hurts just thinking about it. It's like same our own family economy. My husband he tells me, okay, that's your salary, we cut it, this is what you can spend on whatever you want. These are the savings. Otherwise, I would just spend the money. So my weakness, his strength. That's the agreement. Yeah. You need to balance it. I want to say one more thing, and that was, so we had the privilege. I'm so thrilled. On Monday, we were on a call with Simon Sinek, and I almost peed myself. And yesterday, we had a team call, and my manager's manager was laughing at me because she was like, Kat, I saw it, and I saw when you were putting the books up on the video, all of his books. I'm like, oh my God, they're so heavy. And I was also able to ask questions and then got some proposal solutions, etc. But what I wanted to say, he said one very interesting topic for me, and I'm not sure if we touched like burnouts and stuff like this, but he said that right now we are in this sort of a COVID situation, and we can get some traumas. And he shared a story where he has a Marine friend, and he asked him whether every trooper or Marine or Army gets a trauma once they come back from deployment. And this person shared with him every single one of them. It's only a matter of time. You can get it right after you get home, this PTSD or whatever, or it can take months, 5-6 months. And it's like, okay. Then later he called him again and he said, what are the symptoms for you if you get it, like, let's say 5 to 6 months? And he said, well, first you lose the sleeping pattern. Second is like in the morning you suddenly don't want to wake up. Then you stop working, doing normal things, and you just go like, that's okay, I'm just tired, etc. And also he said when these things happen, then he asked him, so what do you do? And he said, well, I force myself to go to sleep at a certain time. I force myself to get up at a certain time. And then he said to him, I force myself to ask for help. And there are lots of your families, your friends who are more than willing to help you, but you need to ask for the help. It's very important. And then he said, never cry alone. And find someone that you can cry with, because then they can help you. They see the umbrella point of view. Their brain is not filled with emotions or other hormones. They can help you come up with a solution that would work for you.
Yeah, that's what I heard from. Actually, I've been to what was it? Not a conference about radical candor last week or 2 weeks ago, and it was hosted by a Czech psychologist. And the sadness was actually mentioned there. Like, what does it mean to be sad, or what's happening within the body? And everybody was like, yeah, you are closing yourself because you are sad, and taking like trying to put yourself away from others. And it was like, no, that's not what sadness is. Sadness is that you have the indication that something is missing and you want to fill it up. So it's exactly the opposite. So you are trying to get something extra. So that's why sadness is not about being alone, but being with somebody and sharing with somebody, so that they can help you get it through that. So that was interesting point as well.
And therefore I want to close this podcast with that. In this silly situation we are right now, don't hesitate to ask for help. Talk to people around you. It's absolutely okay. And don't forget, every one of us goes through trauma. 수고하셨습니다.
Ciao, ciao.
This podcast represents our own opinions, experience, and our own ideas. We do not represent any official statement from our employers, and this is not their official channel representing the company.